And welcome to Vikes Go Sports here at the Jazz School, Wise Guys Sports. Your host Tre Larkins, and on Impact Recruiting Services. Today is Thursday, October the 3rd. Another day with the Wise Guys Sports host on Impact Recruiting Services. We're here tonight at 610 Northland Boulevard at Jazz School. Exciting night. We're going to talk some football. A big week in football. Got some college football. We're going to talk about the Bearcats in a bit. We're going to talk about a big matchup in the AFC North between the Ravens and the Big Eagle Sunday at Paycor Stadium. And then also joining me tonight on Wise Guys and on Impact Recruiting Services, we have the Princeton Little Vikes, the 8-year-olds, the 8 squad in-house joining me. So we'll talk with them a little bit as well. So we're definitely excited about that. So everybody, go and follow Wise Guys and on Impact Recruiting Services on all social media platforms. And we're excited for a great show tonight. But we begin tonight's show in the NFL. Obviously, if you haven't heard the news by now, Davante Adams has informed the Las Vegas Raiders that he wants a trade out of Las Vegas. This comes after we heard earlier in the week about how Antonio Pierce, the Vegas Raiders head coach, he liked a post that suggested that the Raiders should trade Davante Adams, and then Davante informed the Raiders on Tuesday that he wants out of Vegas. So when I think about Davante Adams and the best landing spots for Davante, obviously Davante Adams is a top 10 receiver in the NFL. Depending on who you ask, Davante Adams still is a top 5 receiver in the NFL. He just hasn't had anybody throwing the football over the last few years. And when you look at best destinations for Davante, most people say it's the Jets because of his connection with Aaron Rodgers, and Davante is in win now mode. So he wants to win a Super Bowl and be on a contending football team. And obviously, the Raiders aren't going anywhere. They're not going to be a playoff team in the AFC. They are probably going to finish 3rd or 4th in the AFC West. So Davante wants to be in a winning situation. And so most people talking about the Jets as a good situation. I could see the Jets being a great situation for Davante for 1 year, because after this year, it's a great possibility Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. So if you Davante, you don't want to go to New York and have the same situation happen in New York that happened in Las Vegas. Remember when the Raiders traded for Davante, the only reason why Davante wanted to go to Las Vegas was because they had Derek Carr. And after Derek Carr left Vegas, Davante basically left free. Like, he didn't really want to play there anymore. And so if Davante goes to New York, I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing another 3-4 years. So Davante is going to be in New York all by himself with no legit quarterback to throw him the football. So they talking about the Cowboys could be a good situation for Davante, but I don't think the Cowboys are true Super Bowl contenders. It's other teams in the NFC that I would favor over the Cowboys, like the Packers, like the Lions, like the 49ers. I really don't believe in the Cowboys either. And the Cowboys, the only reason why it would make sense for Davante to go to Dallas is to help their passing game. You already got CeeDee Lamb, and you add Davante Adams with CeeDee Lamb, that'll make the Cowboys even better offense from a passing attack standpoint, but they're not real Super Bowl contenders. So I think, honestly, the more I think about it, believe it or not, the team that I think is the best landing spot for Davante, and if you want to really show that you're a real contender, would be I think the Bengals should go and get Davante. Seriously. Like, the Bengals should trade the Raiders straight up, trade T. Higgins for Davante Adams. Because Davante Adams, if he comes to Cincinnati, he'll be in a winning situation with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So I think that would be a better situation for Davante than going to New York to play with Rodgers for 1 year. So we know T. Higgins is on his last year of his current deal. T. Higgins won't be in Cincinnati after this year. why not bring in Devontae and pair Devontae with Jamar Chase? That'd be a nice 1-2 punch at receiver for the Bengals. And if you're the Raiders, you get T. Higgins, a young receiver who wants to prove that he's the number one. So I think the Bengals will be a great fit for Devontae more so than the Jets. If he goes to the Jets, he got 1 year of contending with Rodgers. You get the next 5 years with Burrow. So that would be a good fit for Devontae. Also, don't sleep on the Washington Commanders. If you watch the Commanders, if you get Devontae with Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, the way he's throwing the football right now, that would be a nice fit as well for Devontae. And Daniels is going to be around for a while. So you get a few years of contending versus you go to the Jets. The Jets are in win-now mode. If they don't make it to an AFC Championship game this year, they're going to blow it up in New York. Robert Saleh will be fired. Aaron Rodgers probably going to retire after this year. So if you Devontae Adams, I would be trying to get to Cincinnati or Washington. Cowboys, I don't believe the Cowboys are true contenders in the NFC. I think the Lions are better than the Cowboys. The Packers better than the Cowboys. The 49ers better than the Cowboys in the NFC. I just don't believe in the Cowboys whatsoever. Only thing, again, that's good for the Cowboys is you'll have CeeDee Lamb and Devontae, but the Cowboys don't have a running game. So you'll make your passing attack better, but they don't have a running game whatsoever. So it'll be Dak Prescott throwing to CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Adams, and that's it. So I don't think the Cowboys, people talking about possibly Devontae going to Pittsburgh, but if Devontae was unhappy about his situation in Vegas, if you go to Pittsburgh ain't got a quarterback. Justin Fields is playing better. He's playing better, but I need to see more consistency from Justin Fields. Justin Fields is better than any quarterback that they have in Vegas, but if you're Devontae Adams, you want to go to a team that has a quarterback that can get you the football. That's also contending. Jaden Daniels, Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why the Chiefs aren't trying to get Devontae Adams. I know the Raiders probably going to trade Devontae to the Chiefs, but the Raiders, honestly, they aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And if you're the Chiefs, considering you just lost Rashee Rice, the Chiefs need another one receiver. Now, maybe the Chiefs go make a play for Tyreek Hill, because I don't think Miami going to the playoffs. I don't think Miami was Super Bowl contenders with Tua. But without Tua, they're not even playoff contenders. So if you're the Miami Dolphins and you get Tyreek Hill, I mean, if you could trade Tyreek Hill back to Kansas City, that'd be a win for the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs definitely need to make a play for another one receiver. Like Rashee Rice is out, possibly for the season. So you need a number one receiver in that offense that can help Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid come playoff time. Because the one thing that I know for sure is Travis Kelce, he's struggling. Travis Kelce, he had a great season. And he's getting up in age. In the playoffs, everybody knows what Travis Kelce brings to the table in the playoffs. But in the regular season, Travis Kelce is not even a top 5 tight end in the NFL right now. So Devontae Adams instantly will help that Chiefs offense. So I think the Chiefs should be on Devontae Adams' radar. The Jets, because of his connection with Aaron Rodgers. The Commanders, because of Jaden Daniels and the way the Commanders are playing right now. As a Packers fan, we don't need Devontae back in Green Bay. We got enough receivers with Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Dontavius Wicks, and Jalen Reed. They don't really need receivers in Green Bay. But if you are the Chiefs, Jets, or the Bengals, or the Commanders, I could definitely see Devontae helping out those teams. But again, I think the Bengals would definitely benefit from having Devontae Adams because T. Higgins is gone after this year. Ravens could bring him in as a number one receiver, and they would have the money to pay T. Higgins. And then if you're the Bengals, you bring in Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is equivalent to Jamar Chase. So you got 2 true number one receivers. So we don't really know who would be the alpha with Jamar Chase and Devontae Adams on the field. And so that two reliable targets for Burrow. But everybody talking about the Jets. I just think the Jets, after this year, the Jets will not be contenders. And Aaron Rodgers probably going to retire. So I think, I don't think Jets will be the ideal fit. So I think you'll have it. I got Bengals, Commanders, Chiefs, and the Bengals, Commanders, and Chiefs as the teams that should make a play for Devontae Adams. And you see what happens from there. But I just thought it was funny how Antonio Pierce went on there and basically liked the post saying that Devontae Adams he no longer wants Devontae in Las Vegas and he's open to them trading Devontae. I thought that was just crazy. But everybody go follow Wise Guys on Twitter at Wise Guys _ It's also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And also go and follow On Impact Recruiting Services on all social media platforms. I'll be right back. And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports. Here live over here at 16 Northwood Boulevard and 16 Northwood Boulevard. Here with Wise Guys Sports with Tre Larkins. Also on Impact Recruiting Services is in the house as well. And a little bit later on in the show is going to be joining me, the Princeton Vikings. Eighth squad going to be joining me. The Princeton Little Vikings. Eighth squad will be joining me a little bit later on in the show. So definitely excited about that. We're going to talk about the big time matchup in the AFC North this weekend. Lamar Jackson and the 2-2 Baltimore Ravens are traveling here to Cincinnati to take on the 1-3 Cincinnati Bengals. We'll talk about that matchup here in a bit. But let's get into the Cincinnati Bearcats as the Cincinnati Bearcats fell to 3-2 on the season. The Texas Tech Raiders beat the Cincinnati Bearcats 44-41 for the Bearcats. Sorsby, he went 31-45. He threw for 426 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Henderson had 7 receptions, 127 receiving yards, 1 touchdown for the Red Raiders. York, 19-29. He threw for 251 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. So, as I evaluate this Bearcats Red Raiders game, one of the things that stood out to me was the Bearcats' inability to stop the run. The Red Raiders had 231 rushing yards. So the Red Raiders running back, Taj Brooks, had a big time game. 32 carries, 172 rushing yards, averaging over 5 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. That Bearcats defense, they had no answers for the Red Raiders rushing attack. And Brooks had his way. 32 carries for 172 rushing yards. They completely dominated the line of scrimmage. And to me, that was the biggest issue for the Bearcats in this game. Their run defense was awful. It was awful. And the Bearcats defense, they allowed the Red Raiders to go 9-14 on third down. And the Bearcats defensively didn't have one single sack. Not one sack. So that's an issue for the Bearcats. Defensively, they have to figure some things out. We know offensively they can score points. In this game, they scored 41 points. They went 7-12 on third down, had 426 total yards of offense, 555 total yards for the game. So if you score 41 points and you have 426 passing yards, 555 total yards for the game, that should be a game that you win. But instead, the Bearcats lost because defensively, they were terrible. They were terrible at stopping the run. They allowed this kid, Brooks, Taj Brooks, had over 170 rushing yards, averaged over 5 yards per carry. So they got to get better defensively. I like their offense. I like the Bearcats offense with Sorsby at quarterback. Henderson has came along. He's a number 1 receiver in this offense. At running back, you still got Evan Pryor. Okay, you still got Kiner. He only had 9 yards this game, but they got to get better from a defensive standpoint. We know the Bearcats can score. Like, we're 5 games in now, and each of the Bearcats games, the Bearcats, they scored 41 against the Raiders, 34 against Houston, 27 against Miami, 27 against Pittsburgh, 38 against Towson. So the Bearcats can score points. We ain't got no questions about the Bearcats offensively. The real question for Scott Satterfield and company is defensively. They need to get better as a defensive unit. And that's where I'm looking at this football team at being a little bit weak. Like they got to get better on the defensive side of the ball. But if they can improve defensively, the Bearcats can definitely make some noise in the Big 12. They can definitely make some noise with Sorsby at quarterback, with Kiner in the backfield, with Henderson at receiver. Okay, they had some nice contributions from this game from Manny Colby. He had 6 receptions for 100 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. So they got some nice weapons offensively, the Bearcats. Henderson, Colby, Kiner, those are nice weapons in this offense for Sorsby to get the football to. Tony Johnson at receiver, okay? Joe Royer at tight end, so they just got to be able to get stops. You got to be able to get stops. And I'm excited because this week, the Bearcats, they get 40 and play UCF, so that's going to be a big test for the Bearcats. UCF at home, both teams in the Big 12. So Cincinnati against UCF this Saturday, 3:30 p.m. kickoff. It's a big game for the Bearcats. You want to try and increase your win total to 4 wins and try to improve to 4-2 on the season. That way, once you get to the second half of the season, you position yourself to play the bowl game. So that's going to be key for the Bearcats. Big time matchup against UCF. If I ain't mistaken, UCF, they got steamrolled by Colorado Saturday. So Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, they scored 48 against UCF. So UCF, they don't play much defense. They don't play much defense. So if Shedeur and company drop 48 on UCF, I expect Sorsby and the Bearcats to also have a high-scoring game and put up points. So if you are a betting man or a betting woman out there, you want to take the over. And it's Cincinnati UCF matchup. Go and take the over for sure. But also for the Bearcats, week 7 they got UCF. So that's next week. And then week 8 they home against Arizona State. Week 9 is the match I'm really excited about for the Bearcats. Week 9, the Bearcats are in Colorado against Shedeur Sanders. That's on October 26th. So I'm definitely excited about that. But in this game against the Red Raiders, defensively, that was the biggest issue for the Bearcats. That front defense has to get better. That front line, that defensive line, and linebackers, they got pushed around. They got pushed around by the Red Raiders in this game. It's that simple. It's that simple. So they got to get better. But I'm looking at the Bearcats at 3-2. Hopefully they can get to 8 wins this year, and they can be bowl eligible. Be bowl eligible under Scott Satterfield. Remember last year, the Bearcats had a very, very disappointing season. But if you get to 8 wins this year, that will position the Bearcats to be bowl eligible, get to a bowl game, and the program will be headed in the right direction in the Big 12. But look at their schedule for the rest of the year. They got a bye week this week. But in week 7, they are in Florida taking on UCF. Week 8, home against Arizona State. Right now, Arizona State is 3-1. So that's going to be a big matchup for the Bearcats at Nickel Stadium, October 19th, week 8. And then week 9, October the 26th, they're in Colorado against Dion, Shedeur, and Travis. And that's a matchup I can't wait for. That's going to be a big test for the Bearcats against Colorado, week 8, October 26th. And then week 11, you got West Virginia, and home against West Virginia. That's the game the Bearcats should win. And then week 12, they're in Iowa playing against Iowa State. So that's going to be a matchup the Bearcats should win. So I'm expecting the Bearcats to at least get 8 wins this year. Again, offensively, they got no weaknesses at all. Offense, none at all. You got Henderson at receiver. You got Joe Royer at tight end. At running back, we still got Kiner as well. Sorsby can throw the football. So I like this Bearcats offense. It's their defense that has to improve. They got to improve defensively. Week 2, the defense gave up 28 to Pittsburgh. Week 3, they gave up only 16 to Miami, but Miami isn't really good. Week 4, they didn't give up none of Houston, so that was a good performance. But then week 5 against Texas Tech, real competition, they gave up 44. So the Bearcats defensively have to get better, and they'll have a successful season if they can do that, because I like their offense. I really like their offense. But don't forget, later on the show, we're going to preview the matchup tonight on Amazon Prime Video. It's an NFC South battle. It's the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Atlanta, take on the 2-2 Atlanta Falcons, so an 8 in the NFC South matchup we'll talk about a little bit later on in the show as well. And also, you can now go and vote for the Little League All-Stars. The Little League All-Star game is November the 17th, 2024. So go on Impact Recruiting Services. That's on Impact Recruiting Services and cast your vote for the Little League All-Star game. Whoever, if you're a parent, cousin, brother, sister, auntie, uncle, whatever, if you feel like your niece, nephew, cousin, brother deserves to be an All-Star game, go to On Impact Recruiting Services and vote for the Little League All-Star football game and nominate whoever you think deserves to be in that game. And don't forget, a little bit later on the show, I'm going to be bringing on the Princeton Little Vikings 8 squad will be joining me here on Wise Guys here in a bit and on Impact Recruiting Services. I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cincinnati, Ohio, y'all get ready. Let's kick off Celebrity Fridays with a bang, shall we? Myself, The Great Show, Mary J. Blige DJ SNS, I will be in the building at the William Francis Theater for the holiday party. Y'all know how we put it down, man. Cincinnati, y'all know how y'all do these great parties. This is one of them right here. Come on down and party with us at the William Francis Theater for the holiday party, and I'm bringing a surprise guest with me. I ain't gonna tell you who it is. Little Christmas cheer for y'all. You know what I mean? Come on down. Shout to Maya, the promo queen. Shout to my man Bum, Dante, Budcast, Red Tie. Let's do it. DJ SNS, The Great Show. Friday, December 27th at the William Francis Theater for the holiday party. Come on down, y'all.
What up, Cincinnati? It's your boy, Mr. Butterlove, a.k.a. RL from NEXT. October 25th at the William Francis Theater on Vine Street. It's going down. All my wifeys, come bring me all the butter love you got. My official after party is going down. October 25th, William Francis Theater. I see you there. It's butter, baby. Peace.
I'm sitting here with your boy Reggie Mack, man. We got a message for you. Friday, November 1st, the first of the month comedy series by your host, Reggie Mack himself.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Reggie Mack. I just want to let y'all know we got some fantastic comedians that's in this show tonight. We got your boy Big Cam, Black Durrell, and Dusty Lewis, and we can't forget about the headliner himself, Mr. Mike Bonner. You probably seen him on BET, or even better yet, you probably seen him on Def Comedy Jail. Detroit song once again, Mike Bonner. If y'all ain't got your tickets, please get the information off one of the flyers and get your tickets, man. It's going down in the city. We bringing comedy back. We bringing fun back. Let's go. Your boy, I forgot to mention, the host. Me,
yes,
Reggie Mack.
Yes.
You feel me? No. So let's go, man. We about to turn up, man. If you rock with your boy, man, and rock with these comedians I named, man, come on down, man. The William Francis Theater, man, November 1st, Friday. Get there. What do they say? Be there. No, beat me there. Don't meet me there. Beat me there.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's
Beat
go.
Beat us there, y'all. The door is open at 9 p.m. It's going down.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Ohio, your man Mr. Cheeks in the building, yo. I'll be out there November 29th, you know what I'm saying, the Black Friday damn thing, doing the damn thing over at the William Francis Theater. Yes, sir. Shouts to my man and Bud Cash and all for that. Shouts to the Red Tie, you know what I'm saying. Shout outs to Dante, shout outs to my man Bump. I see y'all out there November 29th. Cincinnati, Ohio, baby.
It's tacos after work at the Jazz Spoon, 4 to 11 p.m. every Tuesday, 610 Northland Boulevard. Tell a friend. You know you love tacos after work. And don't miss the Jazz Spoon Culture Club starting Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, with Jeffrey Goldman and Ellie Bell. And remember, it's Taco Tuesday. Visit thejazzspoon.com for weekly events. This is a paid advertisement by On Impact Promotions. Okay, so it's the first of the month stand-up comedy series by On Impact Promotions. Friday, November 1st, 2024, at the Williams Francis Theater, 6819 Vine Street, Cincinnati, Ohio. Hosted by comedian Reggie Mack. Plus, we're going to be laughing with Black Durrell, Big Cam, and Dusty Lewis. Headlined by Detroit's own comedian Mike Bonner, as seen on Def Comedy Jam. Get your tickets today.
My superpower is probably patience and encouragement. These days, kids are feeling
really inadequate. They're not feeling like they have it in them to do something they've never done before. We need to create a place that was hands-on, that was a fun environment, that allowed kids to be creative and allowed kids a safe place to get it wrong. What drives me are those aha moments, those moments where you see the kid, they get it. And I tell you what, I live for that moment. Because when you give them an opportunity to approach it at their level and then add in sprinklings of the challenge, and they've got to kind of race themselves and maybe other students in order to get there, they're tenacious about it. They're excited about it. And when they achieve it, that is the greatest joy. That is what the Cincy STEM Lab is all about. Our job is about helping them build their confidence. It's about making the learning process different, fun, and very approachable. And STEM and science and tech and engineering and math is becoming a lot less scary to them. The problems that we are facing in the 21st century with climate change and access to electricity and energy, these are the jobs that have the money. We have to have all hands on deck for that type of work. And that is what we are here to do, to expose students, no matter how little money you have to how much money you have, how much you think you know and how much you don't know, and to help build their confidence so that they are ready to step out in STEM and say, here I am, this is exactly where I was supposed to be.
And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports and on Impact Recruiting Services here live at 611 Northland Boulevard at Jazz School. That's 611 Northland Boulevard. Joining me down here on Wise Guys and on Impact Recruiting Services is the Princeton Little Vikes 8 squad in the house. Coach Peanut, Coach Dre, Chase, Kyrie, King. What's up, fellas? Not much. So y'all 4-4 the season. I'm gonna start off with you, Coach Peanut. How do you feel about how your team has performed so far this season?
Personally, I kind of start off actually a team that only is replacing another team that's coming in like that. So we kind of had to do something. Basically working out. Princeton is a household name, so it's not like kids are not going to come. Like, you know what I mean? We kind of was nervous at first, not knowing what we were going to get, but then kids started coming. So honestly, I didn't know how it was going to start, but I knew how it was going. You know what I mean? So far, we're still learning. Some of the kids got new for all the coaches that we do got, but some of us are coming from coaching high school, not coaching little league football. So it's a new environment, that you got to actually adapt to. And the kids having to adapt to new coaches and new environment. So far, it's so good. They are learning, what I mean? They're learning each other. People who thought they were probably going to be like punching better league, but that's not what it's been. And you can see like every day that the kids are getting better every day. So if I had to rate us from 1 to 10, I would think it's like a hard 7 or 8 right now. That's just us going forward. So the sky's the limit for them. Really. As long as they keep coming, they got a great group of coaches that's coaching up. So they can be sure.
Coach Dre, you want to elaborate a little bit more about that?
Pretty much we start first. Everybody that played before go for a different team. So you got to bring all these kids that play in different teams together. You got to find a way to make it good together. So I really do defense. I coach the offensive line or the running back team here. But defense, pretty much one of the things a lot of people thought we was just going to get a punching bag. Like Coach Peanut said, I don't really see that happen. You gonna lose some. We ain't the best in the world, but we will.
Now I want to hear from King and Chase and Kyrie. I'm trying to look into how y'all feel about how y'all played so far this year at 4-4. Heading into week 9 here. So how y'all feel about how y'all played so far?
Real good.
How do you feel about how you played individually, as an individual on the field? Like I know you play defensive line, offensive line as well. How do you feel like you have played so far, King?
I feel like I can get better.
What is one of the things that you want to get better at?
Both sides of the ball.
For sure. Do you like offensive line better or defensive line? Which one do you like more? Okay. Now, Kyrie, you want to talk a little bit more too about how you feel about the season so far? How you feel about the season so far? How y'all both play as a team?
I feel good. I feel like we work as a good team. Yeah.
And you feel like how you feel like you're doing as an individual, like as far as how you play and perform?
Good.
And Chase, you want to elaborate a little bit more about how you feel you play quarterback? So you're the leader of the team. It starts with you. So how do you feel like your team has performed so far this year?
Good.
So what are one of the things that you want to improve on as a quarterback? Okay. And so y'all 4-4. How do y'all feel about the rest of the season? What y'all expect for the rest of the season, and how the rest of the season is going to be for y'all as a team? And then Coach Dre, Coach Peanut can elaborate too.
That question.
How do you feel about the rest of the season, and what's your expectations for the remainder of the season?
My expectation is just to get better. Like I said, I expect them to keep learning. But at the end of the day, I know this is our first year. Anything can happen. So if we were to make it like to the Super Bowl, I not going to shop. If you don't, I'm also not going to shop. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's more of a rebuild here. And like going forward, I do think we will be way up better than what we are now. Like you said, I can plan on elaborating on all the things. Like I think they need to work on like this Chase. Like right now, like we just got news that earlier today that he's number 14 wide receiver. They need you to play that for our team. You know what I'm saying? So he's learning in that position. So just as well as go ahead and run the ball, you actually have to run the year two. Yeah, you know, be able to sneak up more often. Like, you know, coming from playing wide receiver, you don't have to speak as much. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take over, you have to take the back seat, and the other guys do it, and you just do your part. So once they run,
Hey, back up some.
they can have no problem being back there. You know, they all are, but you know, just, you know, Chase, like, just being able to adapt to another position. It wasn't like a monkey, everybody is allowed to a certain extent. So he got to grab soon as and saying something to me, I call it big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's a very, very he's a great running back too, but I feel like he can go further than that. There's no form of things that have happened, but it ain't too real. Like, you know, there's a lot of kids running, but you know, so that's how they want to help me. Like, that's what I think it's hard to learn to do. Because all the people got to do that too. We're not following the children. I expect them all to do. So, once they work on that, our offense is not what you got. So you have to focus on what you got. So our strong point right now is our defense. Offense normally takes the longest for jail. So once that gets together, it's going to be that hard.
Now, Chase, you said he went from receiver to quarterback. So I want to ask him, how has that transition been for you, Chase, going from receiver to quarterback? Because like Coach Pugh said, that's a big transition. At receiver, you kind of can sit in the backseat, make plays. At quarterback, it shows you you're a leader. So how do you feel about that? Okay. And so for Kyrie, you said I know you play running back and safety. Now for you, Kyrie, do you feel like you like running back more or safety more?
Safety,
Okay. If you play defensive line, and Coach Peanut said the strength of your team right now has been our defense. And obviously, when you got a great defense, that means you got a great defensive line. So, what are some things that you feel like y'all done good at so far this season with you at defensive line leading the way?
getting in the backfield and making tackles, so the people behind us just
And for you, Coach Trey, you're a defensive guy. So for you, your side of the strength of the team, and so being the defensive coach that you are, what do you feel like is the point of emphasis as a defensive coach? You want to stop the run, you want to be able to, try to contain the quarterback. What do you feel like is the most important X factor is when it comes to trying to stop the opposing offense?
I really think at the end of the day, if you're a real coach, it's never one thing you focus on. So every week we go in like, oh, we know this team want to run to the outside, all right, we're going to watch it. Yeah. Or we know this team want to run up the middle, all right, we're going to push it to the outside. So week by week is when it changes. It's never one thing. Every week, just like our coach said, they're kids, so they're going to make mistakes, right? I'm hard on them a lot. Like I might be one of the ones that's the toughest on them. But our coach can say they only get 6 months. And 8 years old. So you got to expect mistakes. They're going to happen. You just got to learn from them. Like this past weekend game when they're good, but the kids, we ain't gonna win everything. If you win everything, we just great. Like right now, we work so as a defensive coach, we really just be on the head about making tackles. That'll be our biggest problem. If we miss a tackle, like that's the biggest thing. We gotta tackle all these sides on stop our game, we gotta stop it off. It's not money. Then they're gonna start throwing. They're gonna start passing. So that's
Great. I'm just saying this too to Kyrie King and Kyrie King Chase. If Coach Peanut and Coach Dre on y'all, that means they see something of y'all. Because they always say in sports, if your coach ain't talking to you, ain't yelling at you to get better, that means you don't really see no potential in you. So that means they see potential in y'all. But when it comes to from a coaching standpoint, at this level, with the kids going both ways, is there a certain point of emphasis that y'all put on offense or defense, or like you got like a player like Kyrie playing safety and running back? How do you balance that between the two? Both of y'all answer this.
it ain't real hard to balance. I mean, at 8 years old, you know, play out there anyway.
Yeah.
But we never really focus on one thing or one practice. So every day, if you practice for 2 hours, that means you're not going to get 90 minutes. I'm going to get 90 minutes. So if it's like, all right, we're going to struggle a lot this week, we might practice defense a little bit more. But a lot of the time, we see a lot of our game. So a lot of the times, like, we go ahead and them. So that kind of makes it easier and make the stamina get up a little bit. And I make sure they don't like that. Especially if you're a good team. We never run a lot.
Like you were saying, I mean, for the most part, now that we got our groove a little bit, we kind of sound like they'll look at them. And it's like they can get that off on them. And it's just no problem with the guys that are actually there. So when it comes to actually subbing or using both sides of the ball, it's kind of just go with the type of kids that we have. For the kids, like, we have like two kids. So some kids are good, and some kids are good. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta let them know, like, it's time like that where that's why I said you gotta be you. Because if you're not being that mean, the next person will look up to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being somebody that's 20 minutes that looks up to you as a football player that's the same age as you. So yeah, you might not be able to come out this game, but next game, yeah, he might be able to play for you the whole entire game. So my thing is, it just goes off who we kind of play. And what we feel like it's not, it's like I said, we don't have to have a million G's that platform to go from here to here to here to here. So, like I said, with the ones we got, we try to install them to go hard. No matter what you call it. If you call it for the last 2 weeks of the game, I need you to go like this and just play the whole entire game. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm more of a lead coach. I let everybody do the young for the most part. But you know, I'm taking care of that's different, but I let everybody else. So I can actually see what I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to do it. So that's what you do.
Now this week I got the Falcons Sunday, 5 p.m. at Walnut Hills High School. So what are y'all expectations for this matchup on Sunday?
My expectations is always go ahead and come out first. If you come out first, then you're going to see how they come out. You're going to go from there. It's just block play. Like, until you see 0-0-0 on foot. Your job is to block, continue to do that to your Your job is to run the ball, don't touch it. So that's my hard. Come with that same energy. I already feel like you did last week. You got a hell of a game. You got the same energy that you got a bad game last week. You come to do that. Yeah, that goes for the coaches and the players. Like so, and like I said, our coaching age ranges from, some of us are the same age, some of us are younger. So everybody got a different outlook on the sport. You know what I'm saying? But when we bump it, it's like that's how we do it. But I feel like, the kids are kind of basketball folks. Like, if we bump it, they're going to be the same way. Like, if we turn it up, they're going to be turned up. If we mellow, they're going to be mellow. So they look up to us. So we just got to come with a great game plan every week and execute it. And win or draw, once you execute it, you all have a high chance to win. I don't mean you're going to win it all, but you got a higher chance to win the game. So you bring your A game every game, I can't be mad at you. As long as we get everything out there on the field, I can't be mad at you. Guess what? The person on the other team, they probably be told the same thing. And so this is how.
Now, Chase, Kyrie, King, y'all want to elaborate a little bit? Y'all played the Falcons on Sunday. Y'all looking forward to this game? All three of y'all. Speak on it.
Winning and score a lot of touchdowns, get a lot of picks, and a lot of good success. that to I'm shy to do it like
Now for you, King, what you offensive line, defensive line, what you looking for the most this week?
I don't have a blow up this week, but you might get tired, they might get tired, but they don't care. You don't care. So you gotta keep going in circles.
Absolutely. Coach Ray, you want to elaborate a little bit on the matchup this week? Falcons, Sunday, 5 p.m., Walnut Hills High School.
Oh man, I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but it might be a good game. It is.
You said what you want to say. The real wise guys on Impact Free Service. You said what you want to say.
Look, it depends on what kids are going to play. Then the kids. But I'm money always on my guys. Should buy a lot. So I know what's going on. I know what type of energy we're giving. They feed off us like Peanut said. So I know if I come out there fired up, everybody's gonna be fired up now. I really don't like a lot of mistakes. Because we're the backbone of the team. Defense win games, offense sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? So we score a lot on defense, we're gonna score a lot on offense.
Absolutely. Princeton, Little Vikes, 8 Squad, Coach Peanut, Coach Dre, King Kyrie, and Chase, here in the house with Wise Guys Sports on Impact Recruiting Services. Don't forget also, go to On Impact Recruiting Services and vote for the All-Star game that's going to take place November the 17th. You can go and cast your vote. Go and vote on Impact Recruiting Services. So go and cast your vote. So again, thank you for joining me, fellas. Princeton Little Vikes, Coach Peanut, Coach Dre, Kyrie, King, Chase. Appreciate y'all for joining me tonight here at Wise Guys on Impact Recruiting Services at Jazz School. We'll be right back.
2, 1, go.
And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports and on Impact Recruiting Services here over here at Jazz School, 610 Jazz School. Joining me now are the Princeton Little Vikes, the 8th squad in the house with Wise Guys and on Impact Recruiting Services. So I'm going to go down the line and I want each of you to introduce yourself and tell the audience what position you play.
My name is DJ, and I play running back and linebacker. My name is CJ, and I play corner and running back. My name is Sebastian. I play center and outside linebacker. My name is Isaac, and I play linebacker. I play offensive linebacker. My name is Makai, and I play middle linebacker.
Okay, so since we left off with you, Makai, how do you feel about how the team has played so far this year? You can pass the mic down as well as everybody can answer a little bit. How y'all feel about how y'all have played so far this season? Kind of good. Good, but can do better.
I think pretty good because we're getting better and better, so we can just keep trying. We're doing good, but I think we can do better.
All right, now each of you, I want y'all to go down also and explain one area that y'all want to get better at on the field, that you want to get better at in practice so you can perform better in games.
I want to get better at running the offense. I want to get better at tackling and I want to get better at I want to get better at stop backing up. I want to get better on my speed and my linebacker.
And so what does it mean for each of you to play for coaches like Coach Peanut and Coach Dre? What do they teach y'all in practice, and how exciting is it to play for Coach Peanut and Coach Dre? Like, how do you like playing for them?
I think they've been coaching me good. The season's been going well, and we've been getting better each week. We've been practicing. And I think we need to get better on staying at home and stuff so we can make the tackle. And outside linebackers, they stay home because they can put it back.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice breakdown.
I think I've been doing good so far too. And I think I need to work on getting to the ball faster and hitting and stuff.
Yeah, and Coach Dre, I know he definitely helped you with that because the defensive side of the ball is his strength. You want to hand the mic and see it. Just
pass the mic.
Pass the mic and see it. Yeah. What is it like being able to play for Coach Peanut and Coach Dre?
Really good and each week they teach me new stuff. Yeah. I think that teaches me good because every time I practice I think they coach good because every time we hit, they practice us good. And there's going to get better. It's good because I like the way they teach us all the stuff, the tackle and run the ball.
Okay. And one more question for each of y'all. This one thing has to happen for the Princeton Little Vikings to be playing the Super Bowl. What would that be?
For us to get better at tackling and make sure we don't miss the tackle. We need to get better at tackling think we need to get better at tackling and holding the ball.
And so there you have it. We had the Princeton Little Vikings, the 8th squad, joining Wise Guys and On Impact Recruiting Services here live at Jazz Spoon. Don't forget, go to On Impact Recruiting Services and cast your vote for the All-Star game that's going to take place November the 17th. That's On Impact Recruiting Services. Go and cast your vote and nominate who you believe should be playing in the All-Star game. Everybody go follow Wise Guys and On Impact Recruiting Services on all social media platforms. And good luck to Coach Peanut and Coach Dre and the Princeton Little Vikings 8th squad the rest of the season. We'll be right back.
call, man. What's going on, man? Welcome to Northside Bad Story Clothing and Kicks, man. Y'all gotta tap in, man. We serious about this. Hey, that's what we do.
One, go.
And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports. Here live at 610 Northland Boulevard and 610 Northland Boulevard. We're over here at the Jazz School, Wise Guys Sports, and on Impact Recruiting Services. Just had the Princeton Little Vikings Ape Squad here on the show. So again, I want to give a special thanks to Coach Peanut and Coach Tre for coming on the show tonight. But let's go to some NFL and let's talk about this matchup in the AFC North. It's the 2-2 Baltimore Ravens traveling here to Cincinnati to take on the 1-3 Cincinnati Bengals. It's an AFC North matchup. Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow at Paycor Stadium. 1 o'clock kickoff. The Ravens are favored by 2.5 points. The over-under for this game is 48.5. So, as I look at this matchup, Ravens versus the Bengals. Let's start off with the Ravens. Obviously, the Ravens, they lost week 1, opening night, kickoff. They lost week 1 in Kansas City, 27-20. That game came down to the wire, but they lost 27-20. Week 2, the Ravens, they blew a double-digit fourth quarter lead to the Raiders. They lost that game 26-23. But the Ravens, they bounced back in week 3. They beat the Cowboys in Jerry World in week 3. And then they probably had their best performance for the season in week 4 against Buffalo Bills. The Ravens beat the Bills 35-10 in week 4. Derrick Henry had over 200 rushing yards for the game. So that was the best performance so far for the Ravens this year. And if you're the Ravens, the reason why you brought Derrick Henry to Baltimore was for him to be able to run the football and be a dynamic duo with Lamar Jackson. And I thought last week, for the first time of the season, the Ravens, they finally got Derrick Henry the football. Last week, Derrick Henry had 24 carries, 199 rushing yards, averaged over 8.3 yards per carry, and that's the Derrick Henry that we know. If the Ravens can get Derrick Henry to perform at a high level, and you still got Lamar Jackson, the Ravens could be a contender, not only in AFC North, but in AFC overall. Now, Devontae Adams, he wants out of Las Vegas. If you're the Ravens, if you feel like you're a Super Bowl contender, why not go and get a receiver like Devontae Adams? Because as great as Lamar is, Lamar Jackson has never had a Stephon Diggs like Josh Allen had. He's never had the Jamar Chase like Joe Burrow has. So if you're the Ravens and you believe in your quarterback, why not go and make a play for Devontae Adams? Now, if I'm Devontae Adams, I would rather play with Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson because we know Lamar Jackson is more of a running quarterback. He's a dual threat quarterback. He's not a pure pocket passer. But look at the Baltimore Ravens and what they've been able to do this year. I feel like the Ravens, they're going to have some success running the football against this Bengals team for the season. The Bengals, they are tied for 25th in rushing yards given up per game. The Bengals give up 146 rushing yards per game. So Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, they're going to have success against this Bengals defense. The Bengals, they haven't been able to stop Andy Dalton. They haven't stopped Jaden Daniels. They couldn't stop the Patriots rushing attack with Stevenson in week 1. Okay, they struggled in week 2 as well against the Chiefs. That was their best defensive. Honestly, the Bengals' best defensive performance this year came against the Chiefs in week 2. Other than that, the Bengals as a defense have struggled. Week 1, they gave up over 150 rushing yards to the Patriots. Week 3, against the Commanders, they gave up 38 points. Okay, week 4, against the Panthers, they gave up 24 points. So, as great as the Bengals have been offensively, they've been terrible defensively. Joe Burrow has played at an elite level. Joe Burrow, if you look at the numbers and look at how he's performed this year, if the Bengals had a better record, he would be in the MVP conversation right with Josh Allen. But because the Bengals have a bad record and they don't get stops defensively, now Joe Burrow finds himself in a must-win situation. Bengals at 1-3, they can't fall to 1-4. They can't fall to 1-4. Remember, Lamar Jackson is 4-1 against Joe Burrow in his career. So every time Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson play against one another, Lamar Jackson usually gets the best of Joe Burrow. So I want to see how Joe Burrow performs in this game. I think the Ravens have the advantage. I think the Ravens have a better defense than the Bengals. And so I think it's going to be a battle. I think the Bengals want to play well in this game, but I think it's going to be too much to overcome. I expect Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry both to have at least 75 rushing yards. I expect Lamar Jackson to get the passing game going as well with Zay Flowers in the mix. And you still got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely at the tight end spots. Okay? So I don't really believe that this Bengals defense can stop the Ravens offense. Now, the Bengals offense versus the Ravens defense, the Bengals still got Jamar Chase. They still got T. Higgins. And we know Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are a top 5 wide receiver duo in the NFL. I don't really believe in Zach Moss. I like Chase Brown in the backfield for the Bengals. I think Chase Brown should be running back number 1 for the Bengals. But with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, the Bengals will put up points. Win, lose, or draw, Joe Burrow is going to score points Sunday afternoon at Paycor Stadium. The biggest question is going to be, can the Bengals defense get timely stops? Can they slow down Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and company to keep this game close? Because I think the Ravens, they're not going to be able to stop the Bengals completely, but they can get a few stops here and there. Can the Bengals defense get a few stops here and there? That's going to be the biggest question going into this game. Because the Ravens, they're 2-2 now. At one point, going into week 3, the Ravens were 0-2. They had the Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals on their schedule, and some people had written off the Baltimore Ravens. They had pretty much said the Baltimore Ravens were finished. And I said, pump the brakes. Let's see what Baltimore does in these next 3 games. If the Ravens beat the Bengals, they'll go 3-0 in this stretch against the Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals. This is arguably the toughest stretch of the season. So if they go 3-0 in this stretch, the Ravens are definitely headed in the right direction, going to 3-2 and be right there at the top of the division with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Bengals lose this game, their playoff hopes are in jeopardy. And you got to start wondering, should the Bengals trade T. Higgins? Because you 1-4, the season isn't going anywhere, and maybe you can get something for T. Higgins. So it's a big week for the Bengals. They got to stay afloat in the AFC North. We all know the AFC North with the Steelers, Browns, Bengals, and Ravens. The AFC North is arguably the toughest division in the NFL. And if you follow 1-4 in the AFC North, not only will you not compete for a division spot, you won't even make the playoffs at all. So Bengals can't fall to 1-4. It's a big game for the Bengals. If they improve to 2-3, the Bengals in week 6, they got the Giants. So the Bengals could be looking at 3-3 after a rough start of the season. But then they beat the Ravens, the Bengals will for sure beat the Giants in week 6. So big game for both teams. Everybody go follow Guys and on Impact Recruiting Services on all social media platforms. Coming after the break, I'm going to preview the Thursday night matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be right back. Mic check, mic check.
Oh man, what's going on, man? Welcome to Northside Bad Story Clothing and Kicks, man. Y'all gotta tap in, man. We serious about this. Hey, that's what we do.
And welcome back to Wise Guys. These guys know sports and on Impact Recruiting Services here live at Jazz School. That's 16 Northland Boulevard, 16 Northland Boulevard. Come out and join us each and every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and talk some football with the Wise Guys Sports Podcast and on Impact Recruiting Services. Come out, bring your family, your friends, your mom, uncle, dad, mom, whoever. Come out and talk some football. If you want to debate with me, we can talk some football. So I'm here each and every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And now I got my man Dante up here. So Dante, what's going on? Not much. Tell everybody where they can go and vote for the youth football All-Star game coming up on November 17th.
Well, you can go vote on all our platforms, which is Impact Recruiting Services. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. You can DM us, you can email us, you can even call us. We don't care. We want you to nominate your kid, going from the coaches, parents, other players. Once they get nominated and they go on the ballot, it's just about getting votes.
Absolutely. All-Star game is November the 17th,
Yes.
2024.
Yes.
A week after the Super Bowl.
We got the youth Super Bowl, yes. And how we're doing it is, it's not just Cincinnati. I got players coming from like Chicago, Detroit, Indy, Atlanta, Pittsburgh. So it ain't just Cincinnati kids. Okay. You know what I'm saying? With my recruiting shows, I branch out worldwide.
Right.
So I want the best of the best. And I want the kids to play against other kids so they can see the talent pool everywhere else.
Absolutely. So go on Impact Recruiting Services and vote for the Youth All-Star football game that's going to take place November 17th, 2024. You know what All-Star game will be?
Yes, it's going to be at Western Hills High School.
Western Hills High School.
Yeah, we're going from 6U all the way up to 12U. I think 30-some players per team. I think 22 or 30-something.
Per age group.
Yeah, per age group.
Okay.
Yeah. No, per team.
Per team.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely voting is from today, start today, till November the 3rd.
Yes.
Definitely go and place your vote.
And what we'll do is, if we have enough time, we'll announce the All-Star team here. If we have enough time. Yeah. That's going to be
right here.
That's going to be our kids.
On the Impact Recruiting Services.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is the segment of the week where me and Dante give our weekly NFL picks. So, Dante, let's get right into it. We have the 2-2 New York Jets traveling to London to take on the 4-0 Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 2.5 points. It's a 9:30 a.m. kickoff, United States time. Over-under is 40.5. Who you got, Jets or Vikings?
I've been rolling with the Vikings all year. Remember I called them since. I'm going to stay with the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, I like their defense.
With the Vikings?
Oh, rolling with the Vikings.
I disagree. I'm rolling with the Jets. I think it's a must-win for the Jets. The Vikings 4-0. It's time for Sam Darnold to come back down to earth a little bit. Sam Darnold is not as great as he has played. He's playing great. I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's that good. I think it's a must-win for the Jets. Jets lost last week to the Broncos. You like the Broncos? They only scored 10 points and they beat the Jets last week.
Hey, that was a baseball score.
Baseball score. Right. 10-9. Broncos over the Jets. So the Jets, guess what? They feel that heat in New York in that media. Aaron Rodgers, Robert Saleh going at it in the media. So this is a big game for the Jets. I expect them to take care of business. I got Jets. Dante has the Vikings. Let's go to an AFC East matchup in New England. It's the Miami Dolphins traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. The Patriots are favored by 1 point. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. The over-under is 36.5. Both of these teams, Dante, are 1-3. Probably a little bit surprising that the Miami Dolphins are 1-3. But who you got? Dolphins or Patriots?
I'm going with the Patriots at home.
Patriots at home.
Yes. I'm going with the Patriots at home.
I'm rolling with the Dolphins to beat the Patriots. Patriots had a great win against the Bengals week 1. They haven't done much since.
Yes, that's true.
They got beat last week by the 49ers. I knew the 49ers would win that game. The Dolphins, they played tough without Tua over the last 2 weeks. I expect them to finally get a win in the win column. So I'm rolling with the Dolphins to beat the Patriots. Let's go to the other game in the 1 o'clock window. It's the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-3. They're traveling to Chicago to take on Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Bears are favored by 4 points. 1 o'clock kickoff. The over-under is 41.5. Andy Dalton versus Caleb Williams. Who you got?
I'm going with the Bears.
The Bears.
I'm going with the Bears.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, that's what about. I don't even think that's considered upset.
You don't think so? No, the Bears.
Yeah,
The Bears are favored.
I'm going with the Bears. The Bears are like the Bears.
So I'm going with the upset.
Okay.
I think Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers don't beat the Chicago Bears. The Bears, the Bears, Andy Dalton can score.
Yeah.
He can score. He can put up some points. Andy Dalton put up 24 last week against the Bengals. Yeah. So Andy Dalton scored some points.
You're right.
I'm still trying to find out whether or not Caleb Williams can play. Caleb Williams, he hasn't had a signature moment yet. Jaden Daniels has outplayed Caleb Williams. And you know what people are talking about right now, Dante, is do we have a similar situation this year like we had last year? Last year, Bryce Young was number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And C.J. Stroud was number 2 pick. Stroud outplayed Young. And so far this year, Daniels has outplayed Williams.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens moving forward. I got the Panthers, you got the Bears. It's an AFC South battle in Jacksonville. The Indianapolis Colts, who are 2-2, they are traveling to Jacksonville to take on the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are favored by 3 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff, over under 46.5. Jags 0-4, Dante. Do they get their first win of the season?
No, not against the Colts. No, they're not. Colts got a better offense and defense, I think, overall coaching. And just overall team.
Really?
Yeah. And they're not traveling different time zones, so I don't think the travel is going to affect the Colts.
Well, we both disagree on this one as well, so we 0-4 today. I got the Jags winning their first game of the season. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to take care of business against the Colts. I like Trevor Lawrence as a pocket passer more than Anthony Richardson right now. Therefore, I'm rolling with the Jags to get their first win of the season over the Colts. Let's go to Washington, Chocolate City. We got the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. Commanders are favored by 3 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. The over-under is 43.5. Who you got, Browns or Commanders?
I'm going with the Browns. Definitely going with the Browns.
Why? Why you got the Browns?
Keeping it in the AFC, I think overall our division with the Browns division, the AFC is stronger. So I think the competition is more fierce.
Yeah.
So going to Washington, to the Commanders, I think they're going to handle business. Even though it's a road trip, I think they're going to handle their business.
I'm rolling with the Browns in this game as well. I think the Commanders are a very, very good football team. They are much improved this year compared to what they were last year. But I think the Browns, this is a must-win for the Browns. As bad as the Bengals have played, the Browns, honestly, they've been just as bad. They 1-3 as well. They're going to get Nick Chubb back at some point this season. The Browns need to take care of business. Jaden Daniels been balling, though. He's been playing well for the Commanders. But I expect the Browns to outlast the Commanders. We finally agree on the game. Both me and Dante got the Browns over the Commanders. The Raiders are traveling to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos, your Denver Broncos. The Broncos are favored by 2.5 points. Broncos are now 2-2. Remember, they started out the season 0-2. They got 2 straight wins over the Buccaneers and the Jets. It's a 4 or 5 p.m. kickoff in Denver. The over-under is 35.5. Raiders are, I believe, 2-2 on the season. Broncos are also 2-2. Who you got?
Of course, I'm going with my Broncos. This is the division game. Just never know. First time ever going to Vegas this year. No, it's in Denver, right?
In Denver.
Oh, it's in Denver. Oh, yeah, Denver, hands down.
Hands down. They're a mile high.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the NFC. It's an NFC West battle in San Francisco. It's the 1-3 Arizona Cardinals traveling to the Bay to take on Brock Purdy and the 2-2 San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 7 points. It's a 4 or 5 p.m. kickoff. The over-under is 49.5. Who you got, Kyler Murray or Brock Purdy?
I'm going with the 49ers.
Okay.
49ers at home.
We agree here. I'm going with the 49ers to beat the Cardinals as well. The 49ers, they got off to a nice start, then they kind of slowed down. They lost to the Vikes, and they lost to another team. I can't remember who else. They lost to somebody else. The Rams. They lost to the Rams. So the Vikings and the Rams in weeks 2 and weeks 3, they took care of business last week against the Patriots. I expect the 49ers to beat the Cardinals. So we both agree there. We both got the 49ers.
Right.
Let's go to another matchup in Seattle. We have the Giants, who are 1-3, traveling to Seattle, taking on the 3-1 Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored by 6.5 points. It's a 4:25 p.m. kickoff. The over-under is 43.5. Who you got?
I'm going with Seattle. The Giants are coming from the east, going west. I think Seattle has all-pro defense. I just think overall, offense, defense, and special teams, Seattle is from top to bottom a well-better coach team.
Yeah, Seattle, they had a nice defense up until week 4. They gave up 42 points to the Detroit Lions last week. So they struggled on defense, but they should be better this week. Giants are not that good. I don't believe in Daniel Jones. I like the Giants head coach, though. I like Brian Daboll. I just don't believe in Daniel Jones. I think, honestly, Dante, this is the biggest lock of the weekend. Seattle is going to beat the Giants at home. They're in Seattle, so the Seahawks are at home in front of their own crowd. I expect Seattle to take care of business. I'm going Seahawks over the Giants. Another game on the West Coast. It's the 2-2 Green Bay Packers taking on the 1-3 LA Rams. The Packers are favored by 3 points. It's a 4:25 p.m. kickoff. The over-under is 48.5. Who you got, Dante? Packers or Rams?
I'm going with the Rams on this.
What? You going with the Rams?
I'm going against you on this one. Yeah.
What? Over the Pack?
Yes, I'm going with the Rams.
What has got to be an upset for you?
Yeah, this is my upset.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going
Why?
with the Rams.
Why you got the Rams?
I think it's just time to get a win.
Okay.
That's it.
This is a big win. This is a big game for the Rams.
Yes, it is. They need this win.
They need this win. They don't want to fall 1-4. But I think right now, I think Jordan Love showed me something in the second half against Minnesota.
Okay.
Jordan Love put up 28 points in the second half against the Vikings. So I expect the Packers to take care of business. I think considering Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are both out, that's going to hurt the Rams. It's going to hurt the Rams. I still expect Stafford to have a good game, though, because I believe Stafford is a veteran quarterback. He ain't going to turn the ball over. He's going to make smart decisions with the football. So I expect the Rams to compete, but I think the Packers are going to win by 10 points in this game. I'll take the Packers like 27-17, something like that. But I think the Rams compete for sure. For sure. Now, let's go to the Sunday night game. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are favored by 2.5 points. It's an 8:20 p.m. kickoff. The over-under is 44.5. Who you got, Cowboys or Steelers?
I hate to say it, but that's like my second home, so I'm going with the Steelers.
Wow, you going with the Steelers?
Yeah, Cowboys. I like that person. I don't know, but I just think Pittsburgh is going to be, and it's at home. I think it'll be too much for Dallas.
Yeah. See, I feel like the Cowboys, top to bottom, they got more talent than the Steelers, but I trust the Steelers more than the Cowboys. You see what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys got more talent, but the Steelers, I trust the Steelers more than I trust the Cowboys, especially in big primetime games. Therefore, I'm rolling with the Steelers over the Cowboys, but I think it's going to be a close one. But I'm going with the Steelers to outlast the Cowboys as well. Now, let's go to another game in the 1 o'clock window. It's the Buffalo Bills traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. Bills are favored by a point. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Houston. The over-under is 47.5. Real quick, it's Stephon Diggs. He's going up against his former team in the Buffalo Bills a few weeks ago. Josh Allen, after the Bills improved to 3-0, he came out talking about his receivers, talking about how we ain't got nobody that's worried about stats. We know that was shade thrown towards Stephon Diggs. Yeah, so where you got this? You got Josh Allen or you got Stephon Diggs?
I got Buffalo.
You got Buffalo.
I got Buffalo.
Okay. So you go with Josh Allen and beat Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm rolling with Josh Allen and the Bills to beat the Texans as well. I think it's going to be a very, very competitive game. I expect Stephon Diggs to show up and ball out.
Yeah, he'll show up. I don't think it's going to be enough.
I don't think it's going to be enough either. But I do believe the Texans are on the come up. If you get Stephon Diggs going from Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, you still on an elite team. So I like it's going to be a big game. But I got the Bills on the Texans as well. Now, let's go to the matchup. AFC North, Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow. Ravens favored by 2.5 points. 1 o'clock kickoff at Paycor. Over under 48.5. We know tailgating will be fun on Sunday. But will Bengal fans be happy and will they go home happy Sunday afternoon? Who you got, Lamar or Joe Burrow?
I like Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Come into Cincinnati and get the deal.
Okay, but you got the Ravens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I wish you on this one. We didn't agree to start the segment.
Right.
We agreed towards the end.
Right.
I think Lamar and the Ravens gonna beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Lamar is 4-1 against Joe Burrow in their respective careers. And I think right now, defensively, the Bengals are not a good football team. They're good offensively,
yes,
but they're not good on the defensive side of the ball. I expect Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to take care of business. I think the Bengals will fall to 1-4.
Yes, I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game, first of all.
Low scoring?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to score 28 points.
Okay. I think most teams will score.
Right, but so if it's a low-scoring game, so I'm putting it on the defensive side, and I'm a defensive person.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Ravens.
Okay. I don't think either one of these teams got great defenses, but I think the Ravens got a better defense than the Bengals.
Right.
So I think the Ravens going to beat the Bengals. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very competitive game. We'll see what happens. Now, let's go to the Monday night matchup. It's the 2-2 New Orleans Saints traveling to Kansas City to take on Patrick Mahomes and the 4-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 5.5 points. It's an 8:15 p.m. kickoff. The over-under is 43.5. The Chiefs 4-0, Dante, but they have not looked good. Who you got this game? The Saints or the Chiefs?
Going with the Saints is an upset.
Wow, you got the Saints in an upset.
The Saints is an upset. The Saints can control the clock and run the ball and keep the ball on their side and work offense out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. I think they can do it.
I ain't that brave. I'm going with the Chiefs to beat the Saints at home in Kansas City. The Chiefs have not looked great this year, but they 4-0. They did lose Rasheed Rice. He's going to be out for a while. So that's going to be a major part for this Chiefs offense. A big blow. But it's still got Patrick Mahomes. You still got Travis Kelce, and they still got Andy Reid. And we got those three. You're going to be in every game. So I expect the Chiefs to beat the Saints. The Saints start off hot. They 2-0, start the season. So now the Saints are coming back down to earth a little bit. I got the Chiefs, you got the Saints. Those are our NFL Week 5 wise picks. So, any closing thoughts on the show tonight?
We appreciate everybody that came in with the live studio audience, with the kids. It was a little different with them.
Yeah.
With the energy, you know what I'm saying? So it was fun. Once again, if y'all want to get on, just contact me and Trey, and we can go from there. And we're just going to keep building and growing. Talking about the youth all-star game as we get closer to it. Plus, the events that we're doing. And just keep building it, just for the city. Just having fun. And getting us out. Talk sports.
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to head coach Peanut and Coach Dre and the Princeton Little Vikes for coming on the show. A-Squad that came in, interviewed with me. So I definitely want to send a big shout out to them for coming on the show. And go and follow Wise Guys and On Impact Recruiting Services on all social media platforms. Don't forget, go on Impact Recruiting Services. The voting starts today. Go and vote for the All-Star Game. That's November the 17th at Walnut Hills High School, correct?
Western Hills.
Okay, Western Hills High School. Yes. The week after the Super Bowl. So go and vote for the Youth Football All-Star Game. And cast your vote.
Yeah, nominate players. It's not just Cincinnati. So nominate players. We got players coming from all over, so you know.
Absolutely. So don't forget, each and every Thursday, the Wise Guys Sports Podcast and On Impact Recruiting Services is here live 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Jazz Spoon in Forest Park at 610 Northland Boulevard, right down the street from Cruz. If you live in Forest Park or familiar with Forest Park, you know where Cruz Inn is. So come right down here to the Jazz Spoon and talk some football, debate some football with your boy. I'm Tre Larkins, signing off of Wise Guys Sports and On Impact Recruiting Services. Everybody enjoy the Thursday night matchup. We got Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers in Atlanta taking on the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins, NFC South battle. Sunday at Paycor, Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow, Josh Allen and C.J. Stroud as well. And then the Sunday night matchup, a big-time matchup between two old teams, an old rivalry, Cowboys, Steelers. Definitely excited about that. I'm Tre Larkins signing off. Enjoy our weekend. We'll be right back next week, same time, same place.